A woman accidentally discovers that the man she has loved for so long not only has a mistress but that they also have a 3-year-old child. Seeing their happy family together, her heart feels like it's being torn apart. Tears fall uncontrollably. To let them be, the woman drinks a poison that mimics death. This potion can make her heart stop and body temperature drop. She wants to follow in her mother's footsteps, never to meet that man who betrayed her again in this life. After crossing back to the modern world, the man only regrets deeply when he finds that the woman has stopped breathing. It turns out that the woman's mother was also someone who had crossed over. She and the father had a deep love for each other, following the principle of one lifetime, one couple. When the woman reached the age of marriage, her mother carefully selected a general for her. The general also swore to the woman and her parents that he would marry only her and never take a second wife. Seeing his sincerity, her mother agreed to the marriage. After marriage, the general truly kept his vows, remaining loving and devoted to the woman for 5 years. But one day, the woman accidentally discovers that her husband has been secretly keeping a mistress in an old house on the outskirts of the city, and their child is already 3 years old. At that moment, the woman realizes that no matter how beautiful the vows, they cannot withstand the erosion of time. So when the man returns home, she hopes he will confess everything to her, but the man casually says that the woman is just a maid he had before marriage, and that he has always loved only her. However, he quickly demands that the woman adopt his child and register him in her family tree, claiming it's to let the child recognize his ancestors. He pressures her to accept this outrageous request. The woman asks him, heartbroken, why he has been lying to her. At this point, the man knows he is in the wrong, so he promises her that he only wants his son to return home, and that the maid can continue living in the outskirts. But the woman firmly refuses to allow the child into her family. The man then completely turns against her, arguing that having multiple wives and concubines has always been normal. He claims he has been tolerant of her unreasonable behavior. The woman is stunned to hear such cold words from the man she has shared 5 years with. In despair, she returns to her parents' home. The next day, the man comes with the child, hoping to have her accept the boy as his mother. He asks the woman to be generous and accept the child, but the woman, instead, asks for a divorce, saying that this is the only way to preserve their original promise. The scheming woman, thinking the wife is trying to make a retreat for a better position, immediately kneels and begs, swearing she will never step foot in the general's mansion again if only the child can recognize his ancestors. However, her emotional plea has no effect on the woman, who remains firm in her decision to divorce and sever all ties with them. The man feels she is making a fuss over nothing, arguing that having multiple wives is natural, and that she is being petty over a child. If she wants a title, he guarantees she will always be the only Mrs. General. What the woman truly wants, however, is genuine love. Seeing this, the scheming woman pretends to faint, tricking the man into sending her back home. The woman had always believed her father was the example of a devoted man, having only one wife, her mother, for decades. But that night, she accidentally sees her father bringing a concubine into their home, shattering the last bit of her illusion about men. When her mother finds out, she remains calm, telling the woman that there are no such things as unwavering promises. It was time for her to return to her original world and pursue a new life. The next day, the man comes to the house again, begging her to return and promising that she can continue to keep the child at the old house on the outskirts. But this time, the woman suddenly changes her attitude, agreeing to his unreasonable request. Her words immediately touch the man, but little does he know that the woman has already decided to give up on him. She wants to follow her mother and pursue freedom of belief. That night, the woman sees the attic where her mother lived go up in flames. She knows her mother has left her and returned to her own world. The woman then drinks the poison, ready to return to the 21st century.